I've been in your waters.
Today, one of the things I wanted to talk about and share was having difficult conversations. I think it's so important that in any organization, as people are starting to scale and grow, you have to have difficult conversations with people.
Giving feedback is uncomfortable because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. I think as humans, we always think about hurting the other person's feelings and how they're going to react afterwards. So I always go by, it's not what you say, but how you say it. And when you come from a place of, I'm helping you, I want you to succeed, and I want you to get better and grow, you're still giving that raw, hard feedback, but it's not in a way that is putting the person down at all. Because once you start to turn it into something negative, the other person on the other side, their brain shuts down. They're not listening to what you have to say. Yeah, people just get in their heads.
Once they feel negative, or once they feel attacked.
Yeah, we use the same concept for marketing, being in the right side of your brain, right? So when you have those conversations, if you can have the recipient stay in that right side of their brain, it's going to be a lot more productive. You're actually going to see the feedback that you give come to fruition through the work that they do.
I spoke, at an event with you guys, and we talked about feedback and how important it is in every organization. And, and I would love for you to share with our team just your feedback.
We go back with John for, it feels like, years and years ago. So it's been a really cool way to watch everybody grow together. We were praising John on how well his team, we had the opportunity to meet more of his team now. And along the way, it's been nothing but amazing ability to take feedback and criticism. And at first you can kind of feel like you have to walk around eggshells type deal, but you guys nipped that right off the butt, immediately, guys, give it to us, be transparent, put it out there. And I think you guys did a really good job of saying the goal is to win. It's to put out the best product possible, and what you give to us, it has no meaning to me. It doesn't affect my feelings. And John and I spoke about that as well. And it's an opportunity. The way that a person delivers it is meaningless, but what that information is the gold, right? It's the opportunity for you to take it and say, okay, this is what we got now. What are we going to do with it?
We've gotten way better at communication with understanding that, hey, we're fighting for the same thing. We just got to get on the same page.
One thing that I'm really excited to talk about, I know feedback is a big conversation that a big topic that we always talk about here at Adapting Social. One thing that we recognize is that we've never really had a full-blown training on it, how we become an organization that is fully dedicated to feedback. To start off this training, it's actually going to be a little involvement from everybody here. I want to start off by everybody just in the comments here. I want you to express any types of fears that you might have when it comes to seeking out candid feedback. Okay, taking steps backwards. Feeling like a failure, or I'm not enough, putting in a lot of work into a video, not being liked, possibly having to redo everything, being proud of your work to only receive that feedback, not meeting someone's expectations, feeling like you're messing up your job. Yeah, these are all great examples of fear to receive candid feedback. The next part I'm going to have here is also talk about what holds you back from giving somebody feedback. Yeah, that's a big one. Not wanting to hurt somebody's feelings, come off rude, hurt their confidence, delaying a job submission, they don't receive feedback well. This is exactly why we're having this presentation today, is because although these are all extremely valid, these are all examples of empathy that we show for each other. We are a very close organization. When you put these feelings in front of your feedback, you're actually hurting them from being able to grow and be better. All humans are messy and vulnerable without exception. Perfection does not exist. So we as humans are meant to make mistakes because we are not perfect. So when you continue to think that you must be perfect, you actually become more resistant to receiving feedback. You have this idea or notion in your mind that you must be perfect. But if you start realizing that failure is okay and it's part of day-to-day life, and you're going to make mistakes, your ability to receive feedback is actually going to be more open, and you're going to be more receptive to receiving that feedback. So there's 4 different levels of defensiveness that are triggered when you're actually getting this feedback. Truth is the content of the feedback that sets us off. The relationship is you're actually more upset about the person who gave you that feedback rather than the truth that was given. Going into identity, it causes us to doubt ourselves, question whether or not, am I good for what I'm doing here, or for this part, whatever it might be. And then the fear, the implications of what that feedback might do to hurt our image or our career. I put this question at the bottom here for everybody to think about. Do I put my ego or the mission first? So these characteristics that I just talked about, the 4 characteristics here, are all part of ego. So removing your ego or emotion from receiving that feedback, you are ultimately going to start putting the mission of what you are trying to accomplish first. And from there, we're going to create success. This last quote here is, average players want to be left alone, good players want to be coached, and great players want to be told the truth. And that's so important to really understand here, because if you don't want to know the truth and the honest feedback that you're getting here, then you're not going to be able to grow within this company. So if you're seeking out that information and you want to be told the truth on how you can grow and be a better player at adapting social, you are going to be set up for success here. Who wants to give me feedback on my presentation?
I think you used too much chlorine in the pool this weekend because it dyed you green. That's all I have to say.
I don't know what happened. This is a different, no, it's a different camera too. And it turns us green.